what I have been doing is I've put all the plastic around the dock scene ready for the resin. I'm hoping I don't get any leaks this time. I've really glued it well. I just want to mix up a small amount, so I've given that a small stir, and I want to get quite a dark colour on this first layer. And it doesn't look too bad. So I just need to mix this up for about 10 minutes and start pouring. Right, I'm ready to do this first layer. I'm just hoping we don't get any leaks. I'm going to try and start this end, I think. It's only going to be a very thin pour. It doesn't seem to be self-leveling fully, so I'm just going to spread a little bit out. The good news is there's no leaks at the moment. And I just need to stir this for 10 minutes. This is a incredibly tedious part of it, but it needs to be mixed in really well. Right, I've given it another good seal with tape. Also used some hot glue in the corners and in the joints, and hoping I don't get any leaks. So the first one should have really fixed any leaks that we was going to get, so here goes. Right, I'm going to leave that to level itself out and keep checking for leaks. And just got to about the right level that I want it to around the jetty. So I think that will be okay. This is always the a worrying part. We're going to drip anywhere. But the good thing is, absolutely 0 leaks. So right, I've got all the plastic removed, and doesn't look too bad actually. A little bit of tidying up there where it sort of, I think the resin had just run down, because I can just see how it had run into the grass texture there, but it's actually looking quite good. Yeah, just a little bit of a closer up view. So I'm quite happy with that. Seems to have gone on quite well without any major problems, no real leaks. And just a little bit of a recap of this mud texture's looking quite good, I think there. I've had to do that with another coat of Mod Podge, mainly for the fact that I got some lacquer over it and it dulled it off, so that's not too bad. And it sort of goes down, and then you can see the sort of the soggy. So another job that I want to do is I want to get some LEDs on the buffer stops. I mean, I didn't think about doing this before, but I thought it'd be quite good to have actually some lights on there. So I've got these really micro LEDs, so I'm going to just drill a hole in and just see if I can get these to go through. Now I think this would have been a lot easier to have done before I fit the buffer stops. So I'm going to give it a go. Alright, I've got a nice little hole drilled all the way through. And it should just fit the back off. I'm just going to use a little bit of PVA glue to fix that in place. We should dry clear, so once that's all dried, I might just put a little bit at the back as well. Yep, so once that's all dried, I can then drill a hole for the wires. So I'm just going to get the next one in place. That's the LED lights fitted and working. So I've pulled the wires and just put a really small hole just next to that, so it's not visible from the layout. Although they still seem to be very bright. I've put 2K resistors on these, so 2 1K resistors actually. So I might try another resistor, just because they just seem to be a bit too bright, I think. So, because they were supposed to be like an oil lamp, so I'm going to try and dull them down a bit. I could even put something over the front, I suppose. I don't know how bright they come out on the camera, but I've wired them into just a 12 volt feed on the actual layout itself, which provides power to the signal. So I've still got control over the lights. So you might have noticed that I put some sort of street light lamps just for the yard and things like that. So one thing I did notice, the resistors that come with that LED lights, so these resistors there, are not suitable for running on 12 volts. So if you used that, you would just blow the LEDs completely. So double check your resistors. If anything comes with a resistor, they was 300k, and you would need minimum 1k. I mean, I've got 2k on there, and they're still very bright. Right, I think that dock seam seems to have gone quite well. Resin looks good. I've still got a little bit of tidying up just to give it a nice coat of black paint along the front again. Landrails look pretty good. A lot of mud. So I'm going to leave it here and then start working on the detailing next and getting the layout back up and running, because at the moment I've taken all the fiddle yard apart and I need to rebuild that so I can get it up and running. So hopefully I'll see you again on the next video, and have a good evening or a good rest of the day, and take care.